All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again, bringing you a brand new video. And in this video, we are going to do some back testing of the supply and demand methodology. The software that I am using for this is called Soft4FX. I will leave links down below if you wanted to get it, because I strongly recommend everybody back testing. It's a great tool for every trader to have. Doesn't matter if you're not making money or if you are making money. It's a tool that everybody should be consistently doing again and again and again. I'm just going to push record and do an hour or 2 hours of back testing. I might just chop this video up so you don't have to watch 2 hours of video, and I'll just kind of talk throughout the trades. And if I end up rambling on about something, a good idea, I will let you guys listen to it and you guys can watch me. All right, so give you a quick little rundown of the software. Using Soft4FX, I have everything set up. It's a $10,000 USD account. Going to be trading the supply and demand methodology. I will talk to you about all the trade reviews that I take and about why I'm buying or selling, and let's go from there. So let's make sure this is set up. The charts look good. We are going to be trading the daily and the 30-minute time frame using multiple time frame analysis. We are going to be trading 1% per trade. And I don't know, let's go for 2-to-1 risk to reward. Everybody has their own different trading style, so don't just take my trading style. I do have a great tips playlist here on my YouTube channel that I strongly recommend everybody going through. What is supply and demand, how to identify, how to read, everything. Also many trade reviews, and then also if you want to learn more about it, I have that free little mini course that I will put that in the links below. So let's get this video started. Make sure everything is set up. Visual mode, $10,000. We should be good to go. Let's set this to here. And we're just going to chop this video up. If there's an important topic that I want to talk about, I will include it. So, because I don't want to make this like a 2-hour long video. So we got the daily time frame on the right, 30-minute time frame on the left. Let's just skip through a bunch of candlesticks. Close my eyes. Okay. What are we starting at, by the way? I think we're back in 2015. No, 2015, 2004. So Euro USD starting back in 2004. I have no idea what these markets did back then. I wasn't even trading at that time. I was back in high school. I'm guessing elementary school. I have no idea. So let's start this out. First things first, there is my daily zone. Let me just back up because I do like that supply zone in case anything did set up. I'm just going to be clicking next bar, next bar. Basically what I'm going to be doing is I want prices to come into my higher time frame supply and demand zone. Just a quick tutorial for you guys. This is what a supply zone would look like. We are trading the supply and demand methodology, so we are looking for big buyers and sellers in the market. With that said, you are going to see these big moves here to the downside and maybe big moves to the upside like here. Okay, so here is a nice little area where sellers were looking to be looking for selling opportunities. Note, you can notice the big drop. So if and when prices do come back up into that area, I will be looking for selling opportunities. Same thing, which was right here in the drop-based drop supply zone, the rally-based drop supply zone there. Those are all little areas that I would like to be looking for selling opportunities if and when prices go back up into the zone. Okay, so let's go just next bar, next bar. Ooh, let's reverse one, and let's start from there. Make sure we're not going too fast. So prices are currently inside my higher time frame zone. Hopefully you guys can see this. I do like what's happening right here as we are starting to remove areas of buyers right here, maybe breaking upward momentum lines. So some people might be looking for a selling opportunity right here. I am going to place a sell limit. Oops. Oh, I need visual mode, sell limit. Put the stop right there. We can delete this. And oops. Delete that. Put my entry there, and we will go down to 2-to-1, which is right there. And we will push play. So the reason why I'm looking for selling up in here, so we should be filled right now. The reason why I'm selling here is because prices are back up into this higher time frame supply zone. This is where sellers clearly saw value in it before. So if and when prices do go back up there, I will be looking for selling opportunities. Price did. And evidence of sellers starting to come in, price will have to turn from inside out. So that's basically meaning that the 1 minute turns before the 5 minute, the 5 minute turns before the 15, the 30 minute turns before the 1 hour, and so on and so on. So price entered that daily zone. Okay, we're out. First trade, starting off with the win. That's good. And let's just keep going because you probably don't want to hear me ramble on. So let's just keep going. Let's go next bar. So we have price near coming up into this area of supply. Next bar, I do like this little area of supply. Price never did come back and touch it. It did touch the higher time frame supply zone. So let's reverse really quick. I'm playing this as honest as I can. So prices are just outside of that higher time frame right now. Prices have now touched it. We have that imbalance happening. I want to see this area getting removed. That kind of demand zone is holding price right now. Okay, so now I will look to sell limit. Place my stop right above there. Entry right there. We'll hit our 2-to-1, which is right here. And we can go. Setting our orders, then we're just going to leave it. Okay, we're in our trade. Prices are reacting off of that higher time frame supply zone. We talked about how prices started to turn from inside out, breaking upward momentum line from back, where is this? From back here, breaking kind of upward momentum, removing areas of demand here. More so this rally-based rally here is what I wanted to see remove. That's price turning from inside out, so I should be filled in this right now. Let's slow it down to build the anticipation. And we are out of it. We got stop lost out. So that's an area of demand that if and when prices do come back into, I will look for buying opportunities. Okay, so prices are coming down to this area of demand. Let's go next bar. Next bar. I just want to fast forward and wait for prices to go into this area of demand, which we are now in. Let's push play. Okay. Might have an area of small demand down here. Where's visual mode? Buy limit. The reason why I'm looking for buying opportunities here is because price inside my higher time frame demand zone. This strong black candle right here is telling me that there's a large amount of buying that happened in this general area. Price came back in, so I went down to my lower time frame and I said, okay, I want to wait for evidence of buyers starting to step in. We start to see that by areas of supply zones being removed on smaller time frames right down here, breaking downward momentum. So that's an indication that buyers are starting to take control. That would be my area of where I'm looking for buys. And let's just do our 2-to-1. There's multiple ways you could take profit, obviously. You could take two positions. You could take one at half, like 2-to-1. Let's finish this trade and then we'll talk about it. Accept. Push play. Okay, we're in. Oh, okay, that happened really quickly. But yeah, there's so many different ways that you can take profit in this. I mean, there's people that just subscribe to the method of only taking 2-to-1, take your 2-to-1, get out. There's some people that say, oh, I only want 1-to-1. You could take multiple take profits, as in set your first one at 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 and let your other one just ride and follow up your stop loss. But the thing is, how do you manage your stop loss then? There are hundreds of ways that you could manage your stop loss. Do you want to follow price action pivots? Do you want to follow an EA? Do you have your own little spice to it and your own little spin about how you want to manage your stop loss? The main thing is you just have to be consistent with it for at least 20 trades that you could fall back on and say, hey, I took every single trade extremely well. And that's what I would recommend doing. So for here, we're just going to keep it simple, just 2-to-1. We either lose, we either win. All right, but there's so many different ways. Let's go next. So let's keep going. Fast forward, fast forward. I'm waiting for prices to enter higher time frame zones. Okay, I do like that area. I like this area on the higher time frame, this daily zone, hence the big drop right here. So prices are back up into it. So I'm looking for selling opportunities. I don't like how much time is being spent here. If you think about it, guys, using the supply and demand methodology, if there is a strong imbalance between buyers and sellers, do you think prices would go sideways for a long period of time, or would spend a short period of time there and then either go down or up, right? A good analogy I like to tell my group is when we talk about time spent, if you take the soccer team Barcelona versus a college American college soccer team Division 3 versus each other, who do you think is going to win? Right? Obviously Barcelona. At the start of the game, it's both going to be 0-0, but within the first 5 minutes, it's probably going to be at least 2 or 3-0 for Barcelona. Versus if you actually put a good team in there, say Real Madrid versus Barcelona, at the end of the game, it's going to be like 3-3, 3-2. It's going to be pretty even because the skill is there, right? So let's keep going. So a lot of time being spent up here, so I wouldn't want to take any selling opportunities up in here. That's basically telling me price is balance. Going back to that soccer analogy, if it's Division 3 soccer versus Barcelona, there's no balance. It's going to be 95% possession for Barcelona versus if you put Real Madrid in there, it's going to be split like 60-40, 50-50, right? We are still inside the area of supply. Okay, this might be interesting. Let's get a candle close. Okay, so I will set my sell area, sell limit. Let me set this first and then I will explain it. Selling up there, stop loss, 2-1, be right here. So the reason why I'm looking for selling opportunities on this one is because prices are up into this area of supply right here, drop base drop. I see an indication of sellers starting to come in by breaking 30-minute upward momentum here on the left, removing these areas of demand. Look at this very strong imbalance. So that's telling me, hey, a lot of sellers are here. So if and when prices do go back up there, I want to be selling this pullback. Now, if price goes all the way back down here, I'm not interested in trading it anymore. So let's push play. Oh, okay, we got stopped out on that one. Very quickly, big strong move. No idea what the news was, but we are out of that position. So let's go to the next trade. If and when prices go up there, I will be looking for selling opportunities. Okay, so now prices are down here. Let's wait for buyers to step in potentially. Oh. Okay, we just saved it. Okay, so price went deeper into the zone, which is what I wanted to see. I'll give you a quick trade review on this. Price inside this little demand zone that removed areas of supply. Very strong imbalance here. That's telling me that, hey, there was a lot of buying down in here and then prices took off. So this is where they saw the best value before it did take off. So prices are back down in here. So I want to be looking for buying opportunities. This is when price first came in back over here. I don't like any of this demand here. Very bad leg out candles, as in the imbalance is not very good. But I like how prices went lower into it. So now we could draw like kind of new momentum lines. We have new areas of supply here being removed. And notice the imbalance. See the difference between this imbalance versus these imbalances, right? So a lot of buying happened over here. So let's set a buy limit. Let's set it there. Set our 2-1. Accept. Push play. Okay, that was extremely quick. Woo. That typically happens though with this methodology because you are buying and selling at these strong imbalances. So you think, hey, if they saw value here before, why shouldn't they see value in it again? It's just a theory. There are millions of ways to trade, guys, right? But backtesting is extremely important. And something I will quickly talk about before we move on to the next trade is why I think everybody should be backtesting. You are always trying to create a better edge for yourself. It's different. It's important for you, the trader, to actually see that the methodology is working and not just take somebody else's word for it. The good analogy that I like to tell people is, say if we go to a haunted house, We're outside the haunted house, you and we go up to it, and I say, hey, I'm not going in there because there's ghost in there. Now, I don't know for sure if there's a ghost in that haunted house, but people have previously told me there are ghosts in there. There are stories about ghosts. I've had two friends go in there. They've told me that there is a ghost. So do I really know that there's a ghost in there? No, but I believe that there is a ghost because other people have told me. Now you say, no, there's no ghost in there, but or maybe I'm not scared. So you decide to go into the haunted house, and I say, okay, you go. I'm gonna wait outside. You go into the haunted house. 30 minutes go by. You come out kicking and screaming, running right past me. You and I say, hey, what happened? And you say, I saw a ghost in there. And I go, no way. And you say, yes, I really saw a ghost. And let's say, for example, you actually did see a ghost. You saw a floating figure out there, whatever a ghost looks like. You have a different belief system from here on out because for you, you personally have seen the ghost. As for me, I'm taking your word and a couple other friends' word that there is actually a ghost in there. Do I know for sure? No. But you for sure know that there is a ghost in there because you saw it with your own eyes. And there's a difference between actually seeing a trading system work for your own eyes and you back testing it yourself versus, say, somebody like me or somebody else on YouTube or somebody who teaching whatever methodology out there is telling you, hey, it works. You have a different belief system when you actually see it for yourself because then you can go back and back test it and say like, hey, my maximum drawdown potentially is losing 8 trades in a row. If I'm risking 1% a trade, I will lose 8%. I've traded this, I've back tested it for 10 years worth of data. The maximum drawdown was 8 trades. So you know if you go into a 4, 5, 6 losing streak, you know that's okay because you back tested it and you said, okay, I have a positive win rate. I have the expectancy up to make money every single trade. I don't mind going into 4, 5, 6 losing streaks. Versus somebody that's just taking my word on this, they're going to be freaking out. They're going to be messaging me or like quitting trading or moving on to the next methodology after they get 5, 6 losing trades in a row. But for you, you were built differently. You've back tested it. You've gone through hundreds of trades. And this isn't something that takes like a year to do. You could do this within 6 hours, 10 hours of you back testing to see if a methodology works or not, in my opinion. You should probably take at least 100 trades on a back testing software to see if it works. But if you were to do this in live trading, it could take you 6 months to maybe a year to get those 100 trades or 200 trades to say, hey, this is working or this isn't working, versus taking 6 hours of your time with a $50 or $100 investment. Take a weekend and just sit there and backtest for 5 hours. You can always save the backtesting and come back the next day and start off where you left off the following day, right? But it's so important for people to backtest and continue to get better because maybe what you want to do is like add an extra EA to this. Maybe you say, hey, if I add like Fibonacci's or Bollinger Bands or this price action theory, or maybe if I manage my stop a little differently, if I follow the pivots or I take multiple take profits, does this actually help my trading system? That's something you can backtest really quickly instead of going off into the live markets and waiting 2, 3 months down the line or 6 months and figure out it works or not. Backtesting is extremely important. I strongly recommend it if you can't afford the system, the software. I understand, save up for it, but I think it is a tool that everybody should have. I do it every couple months, 3, 6 months, but I know some people that do it every day. They sit there for 30 minutes at the end of the day and they sit there and backtest. Um, that's just my opinion on it. I think it is an important tool. But besides that, let's get back into the backtesting. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Okay, we are now inside this area of supply right here. Let's go back and see if there was a setup. So I do like this little area of supply right up here. And so what I'm going to do, sell limit, put that up there. I'm going to put it in the middle of the zone just because of how this formation of the candle is. I'm going to set it at 2 to 1. So price inside that higher time frame supply zone, like I mentioned, indication of sellers starting to step in, which was right here, breaking upward momentum, removing opposing zone. That's telling me that, hey, sellers might be starting to take control now. So if prices rally back up into this area of supply, this is where I'd want to be looking for, this is where I would like to sell. Sometimes price does not come back and it just continues to fall, and you know what, I canceled the trade. right? That's just part of trading. Just because there's a trade setup doesn't mean that you have to take the trade. Okay, let's move this over a bit. Ah, okay, we are in the trade. Price came very close. Let's slow it down to build the anticipation. Oh, oh, never got out on that one. That's greasy. So we got filled. That's where we got filled. Right here, that's where we ever take profit. Price came like 3 pips, and then the next candlestick, price literally went into our take profit. But obviously the spread did not get me out of that. Let's continue in the trade. Oh, there you go. It worked out. We said we were just going to leave it no matter what, win or lose. So there we go. So once again, price going into that higher time frame area of supply. Breaking upward momentum, removing opposing zone, strong imbalance. I kind of took the upper portion of it because this candlestick is kind of telling me this is where the sellers are located. So that's why I entered there, and I took my profit there at 2 to 1. So let's go to the next trade. Okay, right here, price inside this drop base drop. Okay, drop base drop supply zone. I do like this area of rally base drop up here. It's a gap that removes an area of demand, would have broke upward momentum. Very strong imbalances. So I am looking to sell this pullback. Let's put the stop up there. And let's do our 2 to 1 like we said. Like I said before, if you guys want to know more about how I'm trading the supply and demand methodology, look at the course that I will put down below, but also the YouTube tips video that I do offer. It talks about this entire thing, the theory behind it, how to identify and draw these zones. You might be a little confused about why I'm looking at this zone versus other zones. The course and the tips videos are excellent. Everything's free. If you do ever have any questions, you can message me on social media. I do reply to everything. Oh, okay. We just missed the entry. Let's continue. Okay, we're going to cancel this order now. Prices have made these new lows. Not an area where I want to be selling anymore. So we can go to trades, cancel. Let's continue on. Oof, I did like that. I did. Nice little drop base rally down in here. That removed this area of supply, would have broke downward momentum, sitting inside this demand right here. I do like that for a quick trade. Oh well, we missed it. We could skip to the next bar, but let's see what would happen from that zone anyways. So I do like this area of supply up here. Let's make sure price goes up into it. Breaking upward momentum, removing the opposing zones. Let's try selling here. Visual mode, sell limit. Two to 1. Yeah, pretty simple. Very strong imbalance that came from this supply zone up here. Price came back up into it. I saw evidence of sellers starting to come in by breaking momentum, removing opposing zones, strong imbalance on the lower time frame. So if and when prices do go back up there, I will take that sell. Okay, we are in. Oh, we are out. Awesome. All right, this is a very important topic. I've been talking a lot about price turning from inside out, multiple time frame analysis, and you guys might have some questions about that. And I actually do answer that in this video. How to identify zones, how to determine trends, liquidity searches, right here, how to use multiple time frame analysis curve, supply and demand. I answer that there in a 20-minute video, but I will quickly give you the lecture Oops, where am I doing? The theory behind it is we kind of look at Newton's law of motion, and an object in motion will stay in motion until an opposing larger force comes against it, right? Or it loses momentum. The same theory can be used in trading when trading supply and demand. And the only thing that can stop a 1 hour uptrend is an opposing larger force. So that would be a 4 hour supply zone or a daily or a weekly. The only thing that can stop a daily downtrend is a higher time frame zone, which is a weekly or a monthly demand zone. So let me ask you, what's the only thing that can stop a 15-minute downtrend? If prices are in a downtrend, what's the only thing that can stop it? A time frame opposing force, which would be a 30-minute or a 1 hour. Now, does every 1 hour zone or 30-minute zone or 4 hour zone stop that 30-minute zone or 15-minute downtrend? No, right? But it's just a theory. But that's how we think, and that's how I think. So if we put this into trading, talking about Newton's law of motion, an object in motion will stay in motion until an opposing higher time frame force, opposing object force will come against it, something like that. So if we have us here at the top of the hill, let me redraw this. This is in the way. Hopefully, I have this camera of me going. I hope it hasn't been in the way this entire time. I swear to God. When I edit this video, hopefully it looks good. But there we are at the top of the hill. And let's say we have a basketball. Okay. There's our basketball, and at the bottom of the hill, we have a tennis ball. So say, for example, this is our 1 hour downtrend. We have a 1 hour downtrend, and it's coming down into a 15-minute demand zone, a 15-minute area of where we identified where buyers are located. Do you think that this basketball, when we let go of the ball, when it rolls down the hill, this tennis ball is going to stop it? No, because it's a bigger force, and it's got momentum. It's going to hit that tennis ball and blow right through it and continue its momentum down the hill. Okay, that's basically saying the 1 hour is in a downtrend coming into a 15-minute or 30-minute demand zone. You wouldn't want to be buying there, right? That demand zone is probably going to get removed, right? So now let's say we put a bigger ball down there, and let's say we put a basketball down there. Same size, same weight, same everything. We have a basketball up here at the top of the hill and a basketball at the bottom of the hill. We let go of that basketball. What do you think is going to happen when it hits this opposing basketball at the bottom of the hill? Keep in mind, we are at the top of the hill, and we just let go of a basketball. It has momentum going down the hill. It's probably going to hit that basketball, ricochet up a little bit, and then continue down because it's got momentum, right? It's going to hit it, maybe give a little bounce, and then continue on because it has momentum. Now let's say that's basically like a 1 hour downtrend coming into a 1 hour zone. It's going to have a little hiccup, but overall it's not going to stop it. Now let's say, for example, we put, I don't know, a Tesla vehicle, car, whatever you want to call it. That's my Tesla drawing. I know, horrible at drawing. We put a Tesla car at the bottom of the hill. We let go of that ball. What do you think is going to happen to that ball when it comes in contact with that Tesla? Do you think it's going to steamroll? Do you think it's going to come to a complete stop? What do you think? It's going to come to a complete stop. It's an opposing larger force. Same thing is when, this is what I'm talking about, 30-minute in and uptrend coming up into a daily demand zone up here. This is why I am selling. What's the only thing that can stop a 30-minute uptrend, guys? Opposing higher time frame, a 1 hour, a 4 hour, a daily. I'm just using the 30-minute and the daily as an example for this backtesting. But we just came up into a Tesla. We just let that ball go down the hill, and it just hit a Tesla. So that's price starting to turn from inside out, and that is why I am looking for selling opportunities. And that's kind of the theory behind Newton's law of motion. Well, it is the theory, and that's how we can use it in the supply and demand methodology. Price turns from inside out. So if you go to any time frame, you will see price turn from inside out. You pull up an EMA, and it's pointing up on the 200. It's going to be looking different on the daily. It's going to be looking different on the weekly, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 1 minute. But say every single time frame is up. Say the EMA, I don't know, some crazy pair has just been on a parabolic move nonstop. It's just been going straight up. Chances are, say like the 20 EMA, say the daily is going to be up, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15 minute, the 5 minute, down to the 1 minute. Everything is going to be pointing up. Do you think the 5 minute EMA is going to turn before the 1 minute EMA? No. Prices will turn on the 1 minute before the 5 minute, the 5 minute before the 15, the 15 before the 1 hour. So that's kind of how price turns from inside out. And with me identifying previously before that, hey, prices are coming up into this higher time frame supply zone, I want to start looking for selling opportunities. That's why I sold there. I wanted to see evidence of sellers coming in. That's what we saw. Momentum starting to change, trend lines being broken, opposing zones being removed. That's why I was selling at all these zones. And to be honest, I don't want to have this video going for like 2 hours long. I think I'm going to end it here. This is something that we do in our backtesting meetings once every 3 months, every quarter. I'm going to go live and just backtest for 3 hours and take 20, 30, 40 trades, right? Now, don't just rely off of this data that I'm providing with you guys, because we only really took like 5 trades. We ended up plus 7.95%, so plus 8%, and I think we went 4-1 or something like that. So we had really good results, but I'm just here to show you how I'm personally backtesting and how you should be doing it too. Don't just rely off of my results. You should see it for your own eyes. And if you want to be backtesting this, I do have great videos for you to be checking out. Watch my tips videos. They are very good. I'm not trying to hide anything in these tips videos or sell you on anything crazy. I'm just trying to give you my honest opinion. If you want to go through the mini course here, I will put everything in the links below. Talks about step-by-step everything, how to identify these zones, how to draw them, how to do a top-down analysis. If you do have any questions about anything too, hit me up on social media, email me. I don't mind. I will get back to every single question that everybody asks. It's me replying. I hate it when people say, oh, you've got to buy the course to learn the secret formula. No, that's just stupid. If anybody told me that, I would never buy a product. I would never support a person like that. Hit me up with questions. People do it to me all the time, like, hey, do you think this is a good trade? Or hey, do I have these zones drawn correctly? I have no problem answering that. If you guys do have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you do appreciate this video, leave a like, leave a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. I also do have some traveling tips videos.
Hello and
Oh,
welcome
oh,
everybody.
I do have some trade reviews so you guys can check them out. I also do traveling and trading. I'm living in Mexico currently right now, but I'm always moving from city to city. You could check those out. Talk about trading while I travel. Cool vlogs. And by the way, I just hit 7K subscribers. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. Last thing, really quick, I forgot to mention this, is the backtesting software that I am using for this video is Soft4FX. I will have the link down below. It's an affiliate link. I get paid like 35 or 40 bucks if you do decide to purchase the product. And if you do appreciate the video, you do appreciate my videos, I'd appreciate if you use that link. I think that's awesome. It's a nice kickback, not gonna lie. $40, that's a pretty nice affiliate link. Um, Thank you guys so much. Strongly recommend it. They do have videos how to set it up very easily. Questions will be answered if you just email them, ask them. You can trade 60 different forex pairs, metals, crude oil, Bitcoin, multiple time frames. What else? Renko charts, everything down to the 2 minutes, 2 months, 2 days, whatever. Tick charts, range charts, built-in economic calendar. It really is a great backtesting software. It is the one that I recommend. So if you want to check that out, I will put that in the links below. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great time. Cheers.